Today's lesson we are going to look at types of bonding. Lesson 101. Our main focus will be ionic bonding. Let us start. Ionic bonding is a type of bonding whereby it involves ions. It means that elements bond through ions. Now, before we can look at practical example, let us explain something. A simple sketch of a periodic table. We know that this side we have metals, and then this side we have non-metals. And remember, this side only the first element, it's not a metal. And then all the elements, especially in group number 1, they are metals. Now, ionic bonding occurs when metals from this side bond with non-metals from this side. We need to also explain or know how ions are formed. Now, let's say we have lithium. We know the atomic number of lithium is 3. It's element number 3, and then the atomic number is also 3. Now, this simply means that lithium consists of 3 protons and 3 electrons. Since we can see that the sum of these two, it will give us 0. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0, or 3 minus 3 is 0. So if you don't see any number here, just know that we have 0. That is the ion, the initial ion of lithium. Now remember, between protons and electrons, protons cannot be removed or added. Only electrons can move. Let's say lithium is running short of 1 electron, such that we have 3 protons and then we have 2 electrons. Now in this case, we can see that the sum of these two will be 1. So in this case, we are going to have something like this. When you see something like this, you should know that lithium has lost or donated 1 electron, and then it becomes positively charged. Now the very same element, lithium, it has an excess of 1 electron, such that we have 4 electrons. When we look at the sum of the two, we can see that positive 3 minus 4, it will give us negative 1. Therefore, lithium, as a result of this, it will become negatively charged. Simply means that it has 1 extra electron. When we see something like this, we should know that it has 2 extra electrons. I hope you can see this. This will assist us in terms of determining the nature of the force between the two elements. Now let us look at practical examples. Sodium reacting with chlorine, it will give us sodium chloride. It's one common reaction which is ionic. Now let us actually go into detail this reaction. Now we know that sodium is a metal, and then it is found in group number 1, which consists of only 1 electron. And then we have chlorine, which is in group number 7. It has 7 valence electrons. Remember, we are looking at the reaction between the two. Now this is what is happening. Metals in most cases will donate or give away their electrons. A metal will give away their electrons to the non-metal. Now, since we say sodium is a metal and then chlorine is a non-metal, this is what will happen. This will donate or give away its electron such that we have something like this. We normally say this has reached its octet state. And then in this case, from the previous explanation we just looked at, sodium will be positively charged because it's running short of one electron. And then since chlorine, it has one extra electron, it will become negatively charged. Now in this case, we can see that the nature of the force between the two will be force of attraction. Since we have positive and negative, which are unlike charges, and then as a result we have something like this. And then when we represent using the Lewis dot diagram, we are going to have something like this. So since we can see that the moment it gives away its electron, it becomes positively charged, and then this one receives electron, it becomes negatively charged. The nature of the bonding between the two will be ionic. We call this ions. This becomes a cation. This becomes an anion. We can look at another example. Or before we look at another example, we can just look at this reaction. This reaction is not an ionic, since you can see that hydrogen is a non-metal, oxygen is also a non-metal. We call this a covalent bond, which will be covered in lesson 102 of types of bonding. Another example is lithium fluoride, whereby we react lithium and fluorine. Fluorine is also in group number 7. It's similar to the previous example. Lithium in this case, it's a metal. It will donate its electron and then becomes positively charged. This will receive one electron, becomes negatively charged. And then we can see that it will be force of attraction. Then we can conclude that this is another example of ionic bonding. These are another types of ionic bonding, which is sodium iodide, lithium chloride, lithium bromide, sodium fluoride, sodium bromide, and lithium iodide. That's it for this lesson video. This is Wahula SJ. Thank you very much.